First thing you need to do is put the handlebars on. The nuts are already on the end of the handlebars. Take the nuts off. Line these up to the two holes on the top of the forks and then put the nuts on. For this you need a 17mm spanner. The toolkit you get with it, it's very difficult, so if you've got a spanner or you need to go and pinch one from your neighbour to get it done, it makes it a lot easier. Next thing to do is get the front mudguard on. It's the two smaller Allen keys. These ones here, they go through the bottom of the mudguard and they bolt into the two holes at the bottom of these forks. For this you need the Allen key. Again, make sure these bolts are tight but don't over tighten them. Now we can put the front wheel in. On the front wheel spindle, there's two spacers. One's bigger than the other. The smaller one goes on the side that the brake disc is. The smaller one goes this side, the larger one the other side. So put the spindle through, put the smaller spacer on the spindle, line the brake disc up inside the caliper, and then push this through. When you see it sticking out the other side, put the larger spacer on. So make sure the wheel moves freely, and then you put the nut on. To do this up, you need a 17mm spanner and a 14mm spanner. Again, do this up tight, but make sure the front wheel still runs freely. It will rub a little bit, because that's the brake pads rubbing on the disc brake itself. If it's rubbing too much, there's two Allen key bolts here, and it moves the caliper left and right. So the more you wind the top one in, it pushes the caliper that way, but you'll need to have a look to see whereabouts it's rubbing. If it's too tight, the wheel won't move freely at all. You'll probably struggle to turn the wheel, and you'll hear it. Now we move on to the rear suspension. The bolt should already be in the bottom of the rear suspension, so you'll need to take it out, push the swing arm down, lift the back of the bike up until you can get this lined up, and then wind the nut on. For this you need your 12 and a 10mm spanner. Make sure that that nut's tight, but again, don't over tighten it. Just make sure it's tight enough so it's not going to come loose. Then we move on to the front number board. There's two Allen key nuts. One of them here goes on the top of the mudguard. These should already be screwed in, so you may need to take them out. Then for the front number board, there's a spacer, the long Allen key bolt. This bit's a bit fiddly because you've got to move it around because you've got the brake cables and the throttle cable. You need to get them behind. So if you push the nut through, put the spacer on, line these two holes on these bits of plastic here, line them up, push them on, put the spacer in. And that's the bike built. What you'll need to do is you'll need to make sure that everything is tight. Even bolts that you've not put on, just go around the whole bike and make sure that every bolt's tight, especially these here and the rear wheel. Most of the time they are set in the factory and they are already tight, but it's always best to check. That's the bike built. Let's take it down. You might need to tighten up the brake lever. Sometimes they're loose, so they fit in the box and don't get damaged. They just twist them around. You need to twist them up until it's set up for how your child likes it or can reach the levers. That's it.